Time to make pecan butter. This time we're going to use the bluetti power generator, and it's completely solar powered. So every time I charge the battery on this, it's charged with a solar power. So it's technically making it on solar power. So we got that covered. We got the ingredients here, and we have the amount. So we have 5 cups of pecans, half a teaspoon of salt. I use 3 different types of sea salt. That's up to you. And 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. This is not necessary as far as the ingredients there on the taste. Just put what you want in there. And somebody else had made a comment that they wanted to see my face at the beginning of the video, so I think it's even better I'll just show my face the whole time here. So we got my face right there. Somebody also made a comment that I needed a spatula, so I made my own spatulas today. This took a long time, so I probably spent an hour making these. This is my spatula, and I also made a tasting spoon right here out of bamboo that I'm growing on the property, and it also doubles as a fork, so it's kind of a spork. So we have our tasting spoon and we have our spatula, and because I don't want to stop and stir, I also came up with this idea here. So I have these aquarium magnets. This is what you use to clean your aquarium if you have one, and I have them right here, and I have the wire ties on the bottom here, so I don't actually go down too low and hit the blades, because that would be catastrophic. So the whole idea is to be able to make this as fast as possible if you're making it on solar power or a solar generator like this, so you don't use the battery up too quick. The type of cinnamon I like that's easier on the your body is the one that starts with a C. You can see it right there. That's the best type of cinnamon to buy that's not so hard on your liver. All right, so I think that covers it. Oh, and this thing is like 41 bucks out the door, almost 45 after tax maybe. I got this from Walmart. It is the 8-cup version food processor. I got the cheapest one they had, and it works perfect because there's no electronics, so you can run it on any type of power as far as modified sine wave or pure sine wave, and it won't affect the electronics because there is no electronics. So, and we'll see our wattage pull right here on this meter right here. So we should see our wattage pull. This is our battery capacity. Right now it's at 100%, and I put these things on here. This is something I did so it would, the flashlight wouldn't blind me if it accidentally turns on. And last time we made the peanut butter or pecan butter, we only filled it up about that far because I only used about 4 cups. This time I'm using 5 cups, so we should fill this jar up completely. All right, so here we go. I'm not sure if this thing's going to even have enough power to run this, but it should, because this thing's rated at 600 watts. So we'll see what happens. This thing also has a power lift mode, so it'll actually be able to run stuff that's higher wattage. This thing's only going to pull about 300 watts. So I already measured out my ingredients. Again, the ingredients is half a teaspoon of sea salt and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. So we're going to put that in there at the beginning this time, all around here just like that. And we're going to see if this will run the food processor. So here we go. All right, and then again, this is so I can keep the pecans on the blades. So I'm going to be moving this back and forth whenever this starts. So let's see if it'll start it. So here we go. Pulling about 350 watts. So you can see how the pecans are going up the side. And the whole point of this is to move the pecans off the side there. I don't recommend this because it's trying to fall off. So that doesn't work as good as I wanted it to, but it's still going to work just fine. What you don't want is that magnet to hit your blade, so I don't recommend doing this. This is just a test. So I'm just going to tap it off the side right there. See how many watts we're pulling? The wattage has gone down to 295. We got 96% battery left. So my little magnet idea is not working like I thought it would. So that's fine. So the magnet idea didn't work like I wanted it to, which is fine. That's why they call them experiments. So we're going to take that out, and we're going to use our spatula that I made, and we're going to get this stuff off the sides. The last time I used 4 cups. This time that extra cup is really kind of making this thing work a little bit more. So this time I'm not concerned about doing this under 10 minutes. I just wanted to see if we can make it with our bluetti. Do we have enough power to make it? And we have enough power. Do we have enough battery is the question now. We have 93% battery left. We're pulling about 300 watts. We got 91% and we have 315 watts we're pulling. Starting to turn into pecan butter now. You can see it. We have 88% battery life. We're pulling 316 watts. All right, so that's a good texture right there, but I'm going to do it a little bit longer because some of this stuff here, take my bamboo spatula that I made, and we're going to scrape that off the side right there. And we're going to blend her up a little bit, or chop her up a little bit more. And see what we end up with here. Oh, and also increase the lighting, because that was something that people were talking about as well. So we have better lighting this time. We got 86 left. We're pulling about 300 watts. There's my face, just in case you still want to see my face. There we go. Now it's really starting to get turned into pecan butter. When you see it shaking like that, you can see the oils on the top. Last time I did 4 cups. This time I did 5. So it's going to take a little bit longer. See how much we got left here. We got 83% battery. We're pulling about 300 watts. 299, 297. We got 81 on our battery, pulling about 297 watts. So that's probably good. I noticed the voltage output on this thing is a little bit lower, so it's taking a little bit longer because the motor speed is not running as fast. So let's see if we can get oils to come to the top here. Yep. So this is a lighter roast than last time, and I did that just to see what it would be like. So on the last video that I made, I had a darker roast. This time it's a lot lighter roast. So, and like I said, because we're powering it, our voltage is a little bit lower on the coming into the motor, so it's going to take a little bit longer. I'm going to blend it a little bit more here, and we'll call it good. And then we'll put it in the jar and see how much we got. And I get to use my tasting spoon. We got 79, 78. We're still pulling about 290, about 300, 292 watts. That's plenty good for me. So that is definitely plenty good right there. So I made these little designs here. It's burned in with the sun that I used today, from today's sun. And I used a Fresnel lens, which is basically this right here. So I went outside with my shades on and I burned this in. And you can see right here, just with the light coming from inside the house, that how intense it's already on the bamboo. So that's what I used to burn in that little symbol there on the bamboo spoon. And I also did 9 dots on the spatula. And I did some little designs on the inside just to give it a little bit of flair, to make it mine. And I'll probably be doing a video on how I'm making these spoons and forks with the bamboo that I'm growing as well. Alright, so let's taste this with our spoon. Let's see what we got here. This is a light roast, so I'm just going to be curious how this tastes. Wow, that's amazing. Alright, so somebody was like, what does it taste like? It kind of tastes like you're eating the pecan pie, the crust of the pecan pie, but with some of the insides of pecan pie, with a little bit of the cinnamony taste, and you get that salt as well. So it's a little salty. Don't be over salting it. I over salted the last batch. That's why last time I had 1 tablespoon of sea salt. This time I cut it down to half. And I also increased my pecans. You can easily over salt these. And you really don't need salt or cinnamon. But I put it in there, it kind of gives it that extra little punch. So that is awesome tasting. So now we'll see how much we actually made here. So I'm going to take my happy little spatula. And my little happy bamboo spatula. And I'll clean this up later completely. I'll be eating some of that later. When I say later, I'm talking about when the video is done later. Alright, so let's put it in our little container here. See how much we actually make. Remember, this is 5 cups of pecans. It's 3 different varieties. Paper shell, I can't remember the names, and then 1 smaller than the paper shell. I have 1 native tree on the property, but I really don't pick from that tree because the pecans are so small and they're too hard to get the nuts out of the shells. So the Mother Nature gets to eat from the native tree. I have 1 native tree on the property that produces those really small pecans. So this is pecans that are paper shell and 1 size smaller than the big paper shell ones. Alright, so this has already filled up this. Alright, so, and you can see how the oil is already coming to the top, and that's what's going to happen. Just like regular old peanut butter, pecan butter does the same thing. So, well, I'm going to get 1 more of these, and let's just do that real quick and see how much we actually get. Maybe we'll get close to 2 this time. Alright, here we go. We're going to get about 1.5, and that's the one I filled up over there on the left there is a little bit over full. So this is what we're going to get. This bamboo spatula is working really good. All right, we're getting close. And this is definitely lightly roasted. The last batch was a lot darker. As far as the taste, it's not that much difference. I'm gonna roast it a little bit more next time because I do like that little more of a heavier roasted taste. But it still is an amazing tasting. All right, that's about good right there. So we got close to, let me get all this stuff off here so it's perfectly clean. We almost got about 1.5 because this one's over full a little bit. Plus what's in the left behind a little bit. So there we go. And I will definitely be eating off of this spatula here. So this is what we ended up with. About 1.5. Of course, there's a pocket on the bottom. This stuff is pretty warm. There you go. Just from the friction of the blades. So we got about close to 1.5 with the 5 cups of pecans. And again, got this from Walmart. It was about $42. And it is the 8-cup version. And the reason why I selected it, it didn't have any electronics. These are just regular switches, so you could run it on any type of solar power. So we ended up with 77% battery left. And you saw the wattage. It was pulling around 300 watts the whole time. So I hope you like this video. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a lot more videos. The next one's probably going to be me making this with Rusty Watt outside, 65 Chevy. And I will do a little bit different. This was a fail, my magnet concept. So I didn't have to stop. The whole point of this was so I didn't have to stop and stir. I wanted to increase my, so I didn't have the time. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be able to make this faster. So I wanted to be more efficient. But this was definitely a fail, but it was worth trying. It would work if the magnets were stronger, but it was trying to pull the magnet away from the other one, and then it would hit the blades, and then we would ruin our food processor. So don't do this to your food processor. This was just a fry mod that I had tried, and that was a fail, and that happens sometimes. Please like, share, subscribe. Love you all. And what do you think about my spoon and my fork? This side's a fork. This side is a spoon. And how you like my spatula there? Didn't have to go to the store for that either. This was grown on the property. These pecans were grown on the property. So that's the cool part. And it was powered from sun power that came over the property. Love you all. Please like, share, subscribe. We'll do this again.